If only the song was about orange, bro. It's close enough. What is yellow bricks? You're listening to the song, right, boys? What is yellow bricks? What is it? Like, your fucking drugs gone bad or something? You know what I mean? Yellow bricks? Like, I know he's talking about something illegal, right? Boys, I bought fucking a ton of, like, I bought some gear for my bow. By the way, I posted a photo with guns. Those are not my guns. I do not have guns. I'm not registered. I don't have any gun things, right? I have bows though. Real hunting shit. Bows and slingshots. We go on fucking full primal. And I'm gonna hunt fucking, I got a fishing rod too. This challenge, I'm gonna be living off the land starting in September. Let's do this fucking thing. Fucking make some money, boys. Right. So right off the bat, let me fucking get rid of this thing here. There you go. Right off the bat, I'm in drawdown, and okay. So let me explain this. This trade is solely based off of the failure to re-enter the zone yesterday. Right? So I'm literally just running this one as a continuation pattern for the higher time frame, okay? So this one might not be something that I close today. We'll see. We'll see. The trade for today we're looking at is down here, okay? I do have the same sort of thing running on the prop firm that we're trading on. Epic I love the feedback you guys are giving about this challenge. Hey, question for you, Maven Shorts, and all the clippers that do clips, right? Let's say I want to explain something and you guys want to get a clip. What is better? Is it better if I do this, or is it better that I have the trading charts in the background? I think it might actually be better to have the trading charts in the background, because then the clip shows that I'm talking about trading, right? But I'm not sure, because this might be a better image, right? You guys tell me, because I want to explain how the challenge is going to run in a moment. And anyways, so for today, I woke up, I seen, hey, markets are coming down. Great. We can get some really fucking epic buys, right? I loaded up immediately on open, right? Whatever it was. Like, I think I actually opened up at 6 a.m. or something, like somewhere here. So I don't know. I just bought randomly because I thought it was going to go up. Why? Because we had already touched this weekly level, right? There was already the weekly level, and I was like, hey, good chance it just springs off the open, right? And we can just rock it. So that was the thing. We already had this yesterday, so I was like, good chance it just rockets up. Worst case scenarios, I sit and draw down for a little bit, okay? I'm still confident with this for a longer term, a little bit play, right? Longer term for me might be a day, right? But we're watching now. It's either going to come down here and then bounce, because that is the next level down, right? This zone, right? So that's my zone that I would love to get a good entry on, right? But I am already in, right? And it does look bearish, right? We had this 4-hour close. failed to re-enter that zone. So it's probably going to swing for new lows, okay? This technically is already a swing for a new low. So technically it could already be done. And we literally just got a 2-hour close just now. Another failure for the bulls. So more bearish action most likely coming. Probably another swing. So I would say, if anything, this is the most likely scenario, right? Right now, okay? Okay. I feel like when you were talking about the forest only challenge, it's better to see your face when it's trading related and the charts. Yeah, potentially. The thing though is, I'm just wondering, we should show the trading charts, then people relate to trading. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maven shorts. Like, I'm a little bit torn because when somebody's scrolling, right, if they just see some dude talking in their living room, they have no idea that I'm talking about this really fucking cool challenge that I'm going to do about trading, right? But if they see the chart and they see the profit, right, you know what I mean? Like, people love seeing money, right? So if you can see the chart and the profits, right? So I think showing these on the chart is going to really help. But I think that was my first intuition, is like sometimes here, but not as often. So, by the way, if you guys want to make money clipping, you can go on Kick. There's a link, WAP. You can click on that. If you scroll down, you make money for views that you get clips of me, okay? On your own social media. You can grow your social media, get a following, and make money at the same time. It's pretty freaking rad, bro. Cool. Is it Maven Clips? I thought it was Dumb Money Hunter. That's not the right link, is it? Oh, I see. I thought it was Dumb Money Hunter. I didn't even know my own link. Anyways. So, the challenge. Starlink comes next week. I do not have service if I leave the city. Okay? I live somewhere that is so freaking remote that there's no cell service unless I'm in like the cities of where I live, okay? So I can't be in nature really. I can go to like the beach, right? What's going to happen with the challenge is I still am paying rent. My cat will still live here. And like, instead of going to a laundromat, you know, I'm going to do laundry at home, right? So that'll save a couple bucks, right? My rent will not count towards the challenge costs, right? What we're trying to do is basically live as frugally as possible so I can show you guys, you know, maybe you only need, you know, for where I live, $2 to $3 grand is a very small amount of money to live off of, in my opinion. So Canadian, right? So that's the goal, is we need to make one payout per month. And then I'm going to track my expenses. I'm going to track how much I'm spending on food, how much I'm spending on gas, my internet cost for the Starlink. Yeah, like I'll come back is what I'm saying, right? The whole point of the challenge is I'm going to be emulating a scenario where you do not have much expenses and you have to live off of trading, okay? And still scale your personal account, okay? The fact that I have a house is irrelevant to the challenge, okay? I'm going to try my best to sleep outside the house as many times as possible, but most likely I'm going to spend 2 days a week at home, okay? Because I have to do Maven podcasts, I have to record stuff for Maven, content creation, all this jazz, okay? So this is my office starting in September. It is not my house. I will use it to shower though, you know what I mean? Makes life slightly easier for me, and some people might say, hey, there's no mental struggle. The struggle is the challenge of trying to make the money, right? So that you can live. That's how the challenge is going to work. It's going to start September. Right now, I'm just doing like a little bit of trials, making sure everything's easy running. Wi-Fi's good. You know, I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought some more arrows for my bow. Bought, you know, pellets for the slingshot. You know, I'm going to hunt rabbit. I'm going to hunt squirrel. I'm going to fish. And then that's going to lower my cost of food as well, okay? I did a quick budget. And I believe, because I do spend a lot in gas and I do spend a lot on food, because I have a Jeep, right? And I'm going to be driving and I'm a big boy. Those are my two major expenses. I believe the maximum I would ever need to spend in a month is about 3,000 Canadian, which is like 22 US or something, okay? That's the maximum. I think I can get it cheaper than that, okay? But that was my quick, like, top end budget, which is not too difficult to get, right? One payout a month. And that's including paying for prop firm challenges. I will not be using Maven because you guys have already learned that, hey, you can easily cheat, right? So I'm gonna get prop firm payouts, live off the prop firm payouts, and scale the personal account, okay? The personal account's starting at roughly 10 grand, you can see here. Okay? And the goal is to make one payout a month and 10% on the personal account a month. So, yeah. How long will you be doing that Homeland challenge? I mean, it depends if it's gaining traction. If people like the content, fuck, I'll live outside, bro. You know what I mean? If it's like sick content, I will buy a fucking camper van. You know what I mean? Or I'll just like soup up the Jeep really, really rad. Because I went off-roading and the Jeep is really cool for like puddle going through puddles and over mountains and whatnot. It's really fun. So we can make like all this shit. It would be cool. Fishing, off-roading, making money, living on the beach, doing some peaceful stuff. If it's jiving with you guys, I'll do anything, you know what I mean? I shouldn't say I'll do anything. I'll do anything that makes sense for my values, which is I have no problem living in the woods. I like that. Yeah, cool. So we're chilling here. Either if it goes up, I'm happy. If it goes down, I'm happy. We're in a situation where I don't care what direction it goes right now because I'm so confident that my trade will be correct. What broker am I using with TradingView? Interactive Brokers is the only one that Canada allows. Super low margin or super high margin requirements, super low leverage. I can with $10,000, I can basically buy 2 micros, maybe 3, sometimes, but I will only do 2. Okay, I'm doing 2 micros, maximum 1 to 2 micros each trade, and that's what I'm able to live off of. What do you think of TGR? He's a kid having fun, you know. The way I seen you just bought that cousin egg, right? The way his face looked, like I remember seeing TGR and it looked like he was just having fun before. The way his face looked after that, getting that car, he looked so addicted. Like just absolute fucking euphoria. And you know, it's not, you know, he's going to have a lot of money. He's going to have a lot of success. Right. And it just, I think there's a potential issue for him just the way his energy was, but you know, he's in fucking dopamine mode right now, you know, but he's a funny guy. Sure. Yeah. What about Alex G? I mean, yeah, I think I like TGR more than Alex G because I think TGR is authentically fun and having fun. They both run something that I morally wouldn't be able to do, which is basically, you know, sell you a fake dream of like how rich you can get from trading, right? They're course sellers, right? I don't want to necessarily say scammers or whatever, but they sell you a dream. Watching your latest video, I tried the strategy and it worked for me. I already caught 2 RRM. Nice, bro. Good stuff. Yeah, they sell you the dream and then they sell you an overpriced course, right? That is not worth its value. That's, you know, but they are, you know, whether or not you want to call that a con or a scam or whatever, that's up to you. I don't know what the content is, right? But they're not making that money from trading for 100% sure, right? It's manipulation. But I do like TGR more just because he looks like he's authentically just having fun, right? That's the energy I get. Are we going to be able to follow them live? All of my trades, I'm going to do an hour to 2 hours a day of streaming, depending on my time frame. Today I have 1 hour. I do have like the unfortunate thing is like I can't go just 100% into trading for you guys here. I can't just only trade and show you everything because I do fucking have a job, right? But I will not be using my income from Maven to live off of. That will 100% just go into crypto. I'll just keep buying crypto with it. I won't use it at all. I will only live off of the earnings from prop firm challenge or this interactive brokers account. Okay, I won't withdraw from the interactive brokers. I'll just kind of like I'll make a list of what I spend, and then I'll just kind of like chalk up the math. You know what I mean? There's no point in withdrawing from an account. It takes too long. But I will withdraw from prop firms, of course. They earn from AdSense, yeah, totally, they do, yeah. They have tons of revenue streams. Like I'll give you an example. When I was doing influence, I was like 1/20th the size of TGR when I was bigger, right? 1/20th, okay, and I was making $6,000 a month just from YouTube ads, right? So like I make like $50 a month now from YouTube ads, but like maybe 1/10 the size of TGR now. I don't know. I was pretty big actually. So fucking he's making $60,000 a month just from ads, probably 50-60 grand a month, right? And then on top of that, like I can tell you what influencers make because I was one, right? I sold a course back in the day, and I sold mentorship, and I sold signals, right? Bro, should I just reveal this? Should I just reveal this? I'm gonna tell you how much I made when I was doing Hunter FX back in the day, okay? I started during COVID, right? So it was like during prime people wanting to make money online. So I was really booming, right? I also did the exact same thing as like all of these influencers where like you kind of are okay at trading, but like you wouldn't like, you're not good enough, right? You sell the dream, right? You're not good enough that you would be able to significantly live off of that money perfectly safely, okay? But you can make money, just not that much, okay? So in theory, you're like, okay, great. Like I'll teach people how to do this, and then boom, holy fuck. Now people are watching my videos. I'm making $5-6 grand a month from the ads, right? And then on top of that, people will then refer you to brokers. I never made money from referring people to brokers. I never did that. But I know people that do that are making another 10-20 grand a month from that, okay? So we're sitting at 25 grand alone from that. And then I started selling a course, which I believe I was making another 10 grand a month from that. And then I did mentorships where I would probably do about 2 mentorships a month, another 5 grand. So we're sitting at 40 grand a month now. And then the Signal group, when I launched the Signal group, my Signal group was a bit different because I hired traders to do it so that it would be diversified. So it'd be a safer thing for the trader, the buying. And then I paid them all a percentage of the profit. So I didn't make that much, but in theory, this is what I would have made, but I basically gave it all away. And the first day that launched, it made 50 grand. The very first day it launched was 50 grand. And so we were doing about another 50 grand a month, let's say, okay, from that. So you're looking at, I was making 100 grand a month in theory from being an influencer. And I wasn't very big. And that's all expendable. Like you have no cost after that. Yo, we got a decent number of viewers, actually 600 viewers right now. That's pretty good. 600.
Why wasn't NQ on Maven?
NQ is on Maven, bro. It's called US 100. Yeah, so if you're looking at TGR was is about 10 times the size as I was at my peak. So he's making $1 million expendable per month, right? So that car is not a big deal for him, right? Mind you, he probably has other costs. He's got to pay employees and whatnot too to like run things, but you know that's not super critical, right? Oh, and then on top of that, he ran a prop firm too, which I think it ended up being a rug pull. So he was doing even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Alex G, probably the exact same thing. I think Alex G is even bigger, right? But, okay, so you might ask, hey, why are you not doing that anymore, right? Well, morally I cannot, because I do not feel good about selling the dream, right? I want to actually help you guys for free. Go ahead and buy Maven if I do help you, you know what I mean? Then Maven can prosper as a team. I don't need to be the one that's fucking, you know, addicted to this money life and shit, you know what I mean? I've got enough I can live. It's a much more fulfilling life when you work together and you help people, and you know, rather than just taking. What's your thoughts on today's Oval Office meeting? There is no Oval Office meeting? Forex Factory. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no news. So I'm not sure what you're even referring to. I generally don't follow the news too much. So do you trade crypto as well or just long? Not really. I know that people really love crypto, so we can look at it. I have de-risked in Bitcoin, okay?